Alright, listen, screw the Eris POVs, screw Sylphy's POVs, I don't need any more OVAs other than one specific character, and that is my boy Cliff. Because I need to see his Riz in action, because he has to be the rizzmaster. I thought he was gonna fall flat on his face. I thought he was gonna have a little wine and dine action, a one night stand, and somehow he did the impossible and turned the girl with her legs that have been opened for literally the entire town, the town bicycle, has turned into someone who legitimately is going to try to settle down with him. And I have no damn idea how he pulled that off, but respect. That's all you can say. Full live reaction, though, to this wonderful Mushoku Tensei episode is available on my Patreon, so if you would like to see my full uncut thoughts, it's over there if you're interested. We got quite a bit to dive into. It's really interesting to see the night and day difference between what Rudy went through in this episode and what Cliff went through in this episode. So Rudy, instead of getting some sweet cheeks that make his life very pleasant, which, you know, it's kind of funny in a way when you think about it, because both Cliff as well as Rudy are dealing with heartbreak from Eris, and the only one who's so far been able to move on and find his next person is our boy Cliff, and props to him, he did just that. Now, of course, we all know that Sylphy will be the key to overcoming the ED arc and everything like that. It's just a matter for him to, you know, get over the disguise, as apparently, like, the glasses are, like, enchanted or something like that, and obviously he hasn't seen her in a hot minute. And to be honest, I mean, he's very confused on his sexuality to begin with. At one point in this episode, he literally covers his ass because he thinks some guy wants to ram it in, and I'm like, bro, Rudy, my poor boy, you are so just confused right now, and it's not the first time. But when you compare what Cliff got in this episode and went through, sure, he gets a bit of a school beating, but damn if the prize wasn't worth it. To then what Rudy ends up getting, he gets some Demon King popping up saying, hey bro, let's fight. And immediately I got Ryder vibes from Fate Zero. Now, not as intensive in a personality, but you would swear if you put Ryder from Fate Zero next to this man, they would be bros, if not even related in some way. I love how we build into this, like, chantless magic moment where you have, like, the drill bit kind of spinning. And when we remember the end of Season 1, there's a lot that Rudy went through over a very short amount of time. His party disbanded, his girl left him, and from his point of view, he thought it was because she hated him, when we know it's because she doesn't feel like she can protect him and she needs to get stronger. Like, obviously, we know where Eris is going and what she's doing. She loves Rudy, it's just she's bad at communication, and in doing so, we got the misunderstanding. But I think one of the biggest moments was the fact of just that fight, how decimated, how just destroyed he got. And obviously, he's very scared of that. And I mean, we see that in his conversation building into this fight, because he says, like, listen, basically, please don't kill me, sort of a thing. And I love how what I thought was going to happen was this insane attack was going to just get stopped. Like, he was going to, like, hold out his hand or something. But instead, you blow two of his arms off. He's half his size, and then he just cheerfully hip hip hoorays you as he becomes your teacher in the classroom. Rudy can't catch a break, and there's arguments to be made, should he catch a break or not, but goddamn, the night and day difference between Cliff and Rudy, who technically have gone through the same issue with the same girl, just, well, on Rudy's hand, he actually got farther with Eris than Cliff ever did. But goddamn, man, like, this is definitely one hell of an episode. There's some insanely funny moments, like the fact that basically just because he was trying to pass his worship to the Roxy Panties religion onto these two Beast Girls, they now call him boss, and because of that, what ends up happening is the entire school wants to battle Rudy for basically their hand. And I'm like, holy shit, bro, like, what have you gotten yourself into? You were supposed to come to this school to move on, and what you've ended up doing is roping yourself into a whole world of chaos. And honestly, it was a really good episode. It was a very, very fun. And the thing I keep coming back to, man, and I'm probably going to do it every episode, is the background art is stellar. I'm just loving looking at this. Like, so often you'll just be looking and you're like, holy shit, like, I don't even want to interact with anything. I just want to walk through this. Like, this is like, it just feels so majestic. The way they use lighting, the mood lighting and everything. And just the comedy direction can be really on point. Like the moment where Elenice, like, tackles Rudy in the classroom. I thought what was happening was she was tackling Cliff and she was gonna rock his world and then leave him the next morning. And she's like, bro, like, I can't settle down with one person. You know about the curse, and like, why'd you bring this soft boy? And just like, I even said it in my live reaction, right? I was like, I imagine he's gonna do it, but I just don't know how. Either he's gonna be completely heartbroken or he is going to manage it. And when I saw it, I was in disbelief even after saying he was going to do it. And I have no idea how he did it, but it is fantastic to see a character who I was like, oh, that was kind of a fun perspective in Eris Goblin Slaying Adventures in that OVA in season 1, but I didn't really expect anything else, and even if we did see him at school or something, I wasn't really expecting all too much. But even like prior to like the funny, if not impressive relationship moment with him, I like the fact that his maybe distaste for Rudy doesn't cloud him into being a complete scumbag. Like when Rudy saves him from getting completely beat up, like at first he's a little upset, like, I didn't ask you to do this, but then very quickly he does thank him and walk away, to which Rudy even replies about how he was kind of shocked because he thought he hated him, sort of a thing. But I like the fact that the character writing really goes into these smaller nuanced moments that really just, it flexes, I think, why we come back to this, because it shows you all sides of the human spectrum, the good, the bad, the ugly, the funny, and just the fact that you never quite know if in the middle of an episode where we're questioning how did this boy end up banging and tagging and probably wedding someone who you thought would be the town bike forever, turns into, oh hey, here's this casual Demon King looking mofo with 6 arms who wants to fight us and wants to pat us on the back like he's Ryder from Fate Zero. Just Mushoku Tensei things. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I don't even know if I could pick a specific moment in this episode that would be my overall favorite. Like, I think we all probably want to go to the moment where we walk into the classroom and see, what? Like, how in the hell did this happen? But, like, I can't even say for sure that is the favorite, because, like, I like the dynamic between Rudy and Cliff right now. I think that's really interesting. I like the small moments with Sylphy, like just seeing how after you blow off this man's arms, he gets in a nice sucker punch and just the pulsating ball sack on his cheek. I mean, there is a lot of good moments, and I think what I really like about this school arc is that rather than going the typical school arc where it's like primarily focusing on like the teacher side, the training side, like we know Rudy is training, he's learning everything from scratch again, seeing it, picking up on anything that he might have missed, and there is going to be probably some good teacher moments, especially given how they end this episode going forward. But in general, it just feels like Rudy's just in a new city. Like, it's no different than Rudy being in any of the other villages or cities that he's been in any other arc or episode of Mushoku Tensei. Now, yes, we are in technically a school arc. In general, it feels like it's written the exact same way any of the previous is. It's just, there's less action, but at the end of the day, it feels no different to how this was written before. But in doing so, we get to see Rudy at his most vulnerable, and I think that is what makes it so interesting. Now, of course, those are my feelings. I love to know what everyone thought. I didn't know what to expect walking into this episode, and it's just honestly, man, like Rudy casually blowing off two arms and getting punched in the face, the relationship you never thought could happen, just everything about this, man. Chef's kiss. Love the episode. Let me know down below what you're feeling. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload more videos to the channel. And like I mentioned, we do have a full live reaction to today's episode available on my Patreon. And hey, while you're there, you also get a video shout out. So today we got Roman Ruby, username MK, Vasuva Granada, Ciaris, Tranugan, Squilton, and Zen Virus. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.